If you were anything like me back in 1995, you'd look at the pictures of Earthbound and gag. What the heck is this? Did they forget to release this 7 years earlier and just throw it out now onto the release schedule as a joke? I mean, there's no getting around it. The game looks 8-bit. Now it's considered somewhat of a classic, so we'll see if its offbeat charm shines through its primitive graphics to stand the test of time. Earthbound bucks tradition in that it's not set in a faraway land, it's set in modern-day America with a time-travelling, alien-invading sci-fi twist. Apparently the game's lead creator, Shigesato Itoi, loved to watch American TV shows when he was a kid and wanted to set his game in the bizarre world of picket fences and neat and tidy suburbia. For that reason alone, this game is fascinating to examine. It's the Western world viewed through Eastern eyes. The main character is a boy called Ness. Most people would probably know him from Smash Bros. Fame. I always hated Ness in Smash Bros. Not sure why, he just annoyed me and I never liked his moves. Anyway, when Earthbound starts, Ness is woken in the middle of the night. A meteorite has apparently crashed nearby. This then begins a grand adventure into the genuinely bizarre. Before long, you get yourself a wise travelling companion from the future, in the shape of a bee, who knows and understands everything that's going on. A character who will help you step by step through the whole journey. Then, before you can even set out, your next door neighbour smacks him down and he's dead. Oh, well, looks like you're on your own then. Did I mention that this game is completely offbeat? Its humour is so strange and often completely unexpected. I love it. I wish someone could have slapped Fee down in Skyward Sword.
Ooh.
The entire game is full of genuinely chuckle-worthy humour, and the cast of characters is crazy, to say the least. Like Illusion of Gaia, the translators in Earthbound apparently couldn't decide whether they were telling their story in the past or present tense, especially in the battles, but it's not quite as bad here. The battle system is a very basic, bog-standard, and fairly slow turn-based RPG, a la Dragon Quest or Pokemon. It's a shame that you can't actually see your characters in any of the battles. I know that they were going for a really retro look, but I almost feel that Ness and his friends disappear when the battles start and you just become this disembodied entity. Oh well, at least you can see the enemies on the field before you get swept off into the psychedelic battle world. It's funny how when you beat an enemy, be it animal, person or monster, it becomes tame, or turns back to normal. You never actually seem to kill anything. I wonder if that was toned down from the Japanese original, or if it's just there for hilarity's sake. Being an old school style role-playing game, Earthbound practically demands grinding. There are times when you've just got to put the story on hold and beat up on some enemies to raise your levels for the next boss. You know, something that really irked me was the extremely limited inventory. I'd be wandering around in the wild, coming across some important items, but I couldn't pick them up because my inventory was already full of stuff I didn't know whether I'd need or not. Very annoying. If there were twice as many spaces, I'd probably be happy. The music in the game ranges from inoffensive to irritating, but I wouldn't say any of it is particularly good. It fits the tone of the game well. I like how there's lots of different battle themes depending on what you're fighting, that's cool. The more I played Earthbound, the more I was reminded of a Pokemon game. I mean, the visual style you can see is very similar. And there's lots of little things like getting a bike to make you go faster. It just seems so familiar, even though I know Earthbound came first. It is a shame that the world isn't a bit more interactive. Early in the game you get to a video arcade, but you can't interact with the machines. That's just cruel. I suppose this game was already squeezed into a 24 meg cartridge. It seems crazy when you look at the crude graphics, so I suppose they had to cut back on the interactive objects. I can see where the memory went though. The game is absolutely huge. You definitely get your money's worth with this one. You won't be finishing this in 10 or 20 hours. When you take a good look at it, Earthbound is a slow-paced, very traditional, and very old-fashioned RPG that harkens back to the early NES days. But it has so much charm, humour, and strangeness about it, you can't help but love it. I loved it anyway. It looks like pants, but it still stands the test of time. If you're turned off by the sheer retroness of its presentation and battle system, you probably won't agree with me. But seriously, how many RPGs are there where you can use a baseball bat to beat up on hippies? Or cranky old ladies? Or visit a cult village where the religious leader wants to paint the whole world blue? And how often in other RPGs do random photographers appear from the sky to take your photo? Or when do you get the chance to play as an Eastern monarch called Prince Pooh? It's insane. And I reckon it's awesome. From 3 whole weeks of RPGing, it's balls to the wall action next week. Mega Man X gets his first sequel, Killer Instinct de-evolves to 16-bit, and I break out the R-Wings to play a game that was never even released. Woo! Catch you then. Peace out.